This week I'm in the beautiful city of Florence exploring the art, the history, and the culture. And I remember the last time I was here was back when I was in college and I came here with my family. And it was so romantic that I thought to myself, when I come here next time, it's going to be with my significant other. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you, World Wide Web, to... Just kidding. I'm here for the food. Who are we kidding?
Yummy!
Okay, but in all seriousness, in today's video, I'm going to focus on what is perhaps the most important topic, because it is one of the greatest contributors and predictors to how happy and successful of a life you can live. It's also one of the central pillars upon which your spiritual identity is realized and expressed. What am I talking about? Self-love. A genuine appreciation, respect, and embrace of who you are, what you've been through, and who you are becoming. But first, I have a simple question for you. Take a good look at the mirror. Take a good look at all your features and all that stands before you. Do you really, truly love what you see? Do you have a deep appreciation for what you see reflecting back at you? Or do the flaws start popping up in the mirror? Critical thoughts about how you're not good enough, brave enough, smart enough, and so on. See, according to an article in Psychology Today, it's estimated that approximately 85% of the world's population feels low self-esteem. Take that in. That's about 7 billion people. Many people inaccurately say that money is the root of all evil, but I'll dare to say it's not money. It's not feeling love within that creates the ripple effects of disharmony, first in our thoughts and then in our actions. It is then a misplaced search for love that makes us hungrily seek after material pleasures and material objects. We go on desiring these things in greater quantities like a hungry ghost, when really only love can fill this void. This is why I regard feeling unloved as one of the greatest, most pervasive, and most silent of epidemics. Feeling a sense of love for who you are matters for two big reasons. The first is that people who have genuine self-love and self-appreciation tend to have higher quality life outcomes. They perform better in education, do better in the workspace and in their careers because they feel more confident, able, and worthy. They also attract better relationships because people tend to view and treat you at the level at which you view and treat yourself. My work with clients with relationship challenges has shown me that you can't attract enduring relationships at a higher level than at the level of your self-love and self-appreciation. Now, the second reason this matters is that a self-deprecating view of yourself is a lie with costly implications. It's not true to who you really are. In fact, I'll go as far as to say that these self-deprecating lies are not even your own thoughts. And in a moment, I'll share with you how these lies may have gotten inside your head, but more importantly, what is the highest truth of who you are? Because when you know this truth, you can't help but feel more loved. And that's the goal of this video. So how do these critical or unloving thoughts get into our head? John Bradshaw, the educator, counselor, and author who helped bring inner child healing into the mainstream, wrote that each of us has 25,000 hours of parent voices saved inside of our head. So my question to you is, how many of these 25,000 hours were spent saying things like, I love you, you're incredible, what you did was amazing, you can do anything, I accept you no matter what, I believe in you, you are the best. And how many of these 25,000 hours were spent saying things like, no, don't touch that, don't do this, don't do that, don't go there, why can't you be more like, can you ever get it right? Are you stupid? If you resonate more with the latter, like most of us, then it's possible that you've been carrying around a scared, insecure, or wounded child within. and it may still be thinking to this day, I am not worthy or I'm not deserving of love. If we combine this with the 10,000 advertisements which we're inundated with daily, most of which is designed to make you feel lacking in some way, or social media posts where we compare our day-to-day with the highlight reels of friends and strangers alike, we get a good sense of where the voices of inadequacy can come from. And by the way, I no longer call this social media. This is influence media, and we need to be very careful how we are being influenced. And by the way, notice that all of these, everything I just mentioned above, is external voices. They did not originate from within you. You heard them, and you heard them enough times that they are now occupying the space in your head, pretending to be your voice. But now that you're an adult, you get to ask for yourself, okay, if these voices are not true to who I am, then what is true to who I am? Now that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. Now, while it might be contextually helpful to understand the roots of your suffering or pain, in this case a lack of self-love, solutions are not found dwelling in the shadows of pain. The key to overcome suffering is to seek out the healing light of what is true, or as Jesus says, the truth shall make you free. Based on the mirror exercise that we did at the start of this video, you have a good sense of what your inner dialogue is already saying to you. But have you ever wondered what God thinks about you and your existence? Let's start at the very beginning, in Genesis, at the inception of creation. In the first chapter of Genesis, it is repeated 7 times. I counted 7 times that everything God created was good. In fact, in the last instance, the 7th instance, it says, God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. Not just good, very good. And all that he made, that includes you, that includes me. In the same chapter, it is said of our creation, let us make humankind in our image, in our likeness or reflection. In other words, you were created in the highest image of divine perfection. Or as it says in the Quran, we created humans in the best of forms. So if you're standing in front of the mirror and thinking and feeling bad about yourself, know that you were made in the best of forms. So compare what you're saying to what God is saying about you. Now, what worth or value do you have in God's eyes, being such a magnificent creation? In one of my favorite passages from Paul's letter to the Ephesians, he writes, we are God's masterpiece. And in the Bhagavad Gita, there's a metaphor of the Creator wearing all of creation around its neck as precious gems. We are a part of that preciousness. In Solomon's Ecclesiastes, he declares that God has made everything beautiful in its time. And his father King David sang in Psalm 139, you have formed me inside my mother's womb. Body and soul I am marvelously made. Consider these words from scriptures of various traditions across time, location, and history. They are all saying the same thing about our being. We are created and maintained with the highest love and care. We are created with perfection and majesty in mind. We are priceless to God. We are the apple of God's eye. Now compare what you think about yourself to what God thinks and says about you, is on record of saying about you. So which is the greater story here of which you are? One is a story of limitation. The other is of marvel, of masterpiece, of beauty, goodness, empowerment. Only one of these can be true. The story you choose is the story you will experience. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you, so stay vigilant that the inner sanctuary of your mind and heart reflect only the most loving and the most beautiful words about who you are, because this is a temple, and temples only resound with the most loving and beautiful words. See, downward thoughts will weigh you down and limit your possibilities in life, whereas elevated thoughts will give pinions to your mood and your thoughts. And consistency with the truth infuses your mind, your heart, your ideas with power, inspiration, and elevation. They will expand your life's joy, peace, and possibilities. The greater you love yourself, the greater you will be able to love and be in loving service to others. This is how you reveal your divine potential, and there is no greater destiny than this. So here's a practice that you can try to make this practical for you. You stand in front of the mirror every day, before or after you brush your teeth, and say to your reflection with as much conviction and love as you can muster, I love you. I really, truly love you. Look into your eyes and say these words, I love you. I really, truly love you. Say it with real feeling, mean it, and notice how you feel as you say it each day. If you want to add another dimension of inner child healing to this, put a little picture of yourself in the mirror as a young child, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and speak these words to this child. Don't leave until you feel all loved up. Give yourself a 30-day challenge and let me know how you feel at the end of this 30 days. Don't take a day off, not even on weekends. Good luck, and I can't wait to hear your results. I hope the ideas in this video provided you with comfort and inspiration. If you found this video useful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, as it helps me grow the channel and reach others who may be supported with this information. Thank you so much for trusting and supporting this channel grow. If you have questions on how to implement these ideas that we've covered in your life, I have a transformative framework that I use with myself and with my clients to transform limiting and negative thoughts into more loving, supportive, and inspiring ideas that will help move you in the direction of your absolute potential, your goals, and reveal the best version of yourself in every dimension of life, from professional to personal. Click on the link in description or visit nowirise.com to see how we can work together. Until next time, may peace and loving thoughts be with you. Try that, or yeah, it gives us a heart. Is it okay? Okay.